Right now, everything looks nice and watertight. I don't foresee any issues. Everything looks nice and watertight. What's up, everybody? I'm Tony. This is Rim Country Overland. To start off with, no, the title of this video is not clickbait. Yes, my SmartCap did leak, and no, it was not an insignificant amount of water. Let's get into it. All right, I want to start out. I know there will be some of you that will not make it to the end of this video, so I do think it's only fair to give a quick shout out to SmartCap. I did get a hold of them when I had this issue. They reached right back out. They got the info that they needed, and then I received a phone call from them. I actually spoke to Kevin for a while, did his due diligence, asked me some questions about the foam tape, what it looked like when I installed, did I have anything torqued to spec, all the normal questions you would think. He laid out a couple options for me. I'll give you a little bit more about what option I chose to go with. And then, for that final question of would I buy a SmartCap again? That one you're gonna have to wait till the end of the video for. So let's talk specifically what happened. So I've had the cap installed since early January. I think I installed it the very last week of December. I live in Arizona. We don't get a ton of rain out here. When we do, it's light showers, intermittent. We might get a really heavy downpour, but it doesn't last very long, and then it goes away, and then the sun's out and everything dries up. We did have a couple of rain showers throughout that time over the past couple months, and no issue. Didn't have any leaks, didn't see any water inside the SmartCap. Fast forward to a few weeks ago, and we had a pretty significant amount of rain. It rained all throughout the night. It rained all the next day. It did not let up once. So it was a significant amount of water. When I got into the SmartCap later that evening, that's when I noticed a pretty decent amount of water. It leaked along 3 of the 4 seams. I'll go ahead and throw some footage up right now of those leaks and where it leaked. All right, so here's the water drops here. All the way along here, you can see. This is all wet also back here. So if you look at it, it's the entire seam. That entire seam, I'll hop up there in a second. The whole length of that is water, the entire seam. Here's the water along the back. This is the back right corner, so on the passenger side, I mean, that's obvious right there. A lot of water right there. If we look up here, it's leaking across this whole seam. That's where all that standing water is. And then this is the driver's side. In the back, I mean, this is obvious. Water is just puddling down here. You can actually see it dripping as it's seeping through there. Water is just seeping through the foam tape. Here's the top of the roof. Most of it, I think, is because if you actually look, you can't see it on the camera, but if you look, this foam tape recesses about 1/8 of an inch all the way along, which allows water to just sit inside these grooves the whole way long. So all day of rain, there we go, that picks it up pretty well. So all day of rain, that water just sits inside those grooves and soaks through that foam tape all day long. As you can see, this is a pretty decent amount of water overall. One of the leaks, which is probably the biggest area, was right back here in the back corner, is where I will be putting my power wall that I'm in the process of building and would actually have been in there within about a few days after that rainstorm. Glad I didn't have it in yet, because that water would have went right on top of where I was going to have all of my power running to. Now, let's kind of get into some of my thoughts why. As I had said, it didn't leak during some of the smaller rainstorms. It was this longer rainstorm where we really had the leak. Water wasn't pouring in at any one point, with the most significant amount coming where the 3-piece roof system comes together along this seam right here. I am not an expert on foam and what type of foam gaskets to use, but it does look very similar to any other foam gasket that I've seen before in any type of waterproofing scenario. Everything was torqued to spec, so I don't think that was the issue. And it had even rained about a day later. It rained again for an hour or so. Did not see any leaks after that either. So I really think this is a case where that all-day rain just allowed that water to seep in through the foam gasket and then slowly trickled out. Still not a good thing. I reached out to SmartCap the very next day. I think it was on a weekend. They got back in touch with me on Monday after that weekend, asked for some just normal information, the serial number, pictures, videos, those kinds of things. I got a call from SmartCap the very next day. It was Kevin that I had spoke to, as I had said earlier. Talked to him, really nice guy. He laid out a couple of different options for me. Option number one is that I could take it to a dealer and I could do a complete gasket repair. They would take the whole thing apart, redo all of the gaskets across the entire system, and then put it back together for me. One caveat of that, he would want to send me to a dealer that has done this for them in the past so that they knew what to look for, they knew what they were doing. Makes total sense. I don't have any in Arizona. Would have been a little bit of a drive for me to do so. The second option he offered was to do an RTV sealant. Now, I had already planned a few years down the road to reseal the seams. I was not expecting to have to do it after 2.5 months, mind you, but overall not a huge deal to reseal them. So he offered to send out RTV sealant to use to reseal all the seams. That came in the mail just a few days afterwards. They sent out 4 tubes of RTV sealant, and they sent out 2 rolls of painter's tape for me to use as well. I chose to go that route. I know it's going to work. I'm going to put a tent up here as well. I've actually got the tent coming here the next few days. That'll be another video coming, so be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can stay alert for that one. You can also follow me on Instagram at rimcountryoverland, and you'll get some behind the scenes when the tent actually gets here. If I had the tent up there, I am very confident that if the tent was up there during this all-day rainstorm, I don't think I would have seen any water inside the cap in the first place. Going with that first route, putting some sealant on it, my rooftop tent up there, I don't think I'm gonna have any issues. Decided to go that route first. Ultimately, if option 1 fails, then I can always go to option 2, which is he will then still offer to send me to a dealer to have all of the gaskets redone. So that's the route I chose to go. What we're gonna do right now is I'm going to get the top cleaned off, lay out the painter's tape. We're gonna get that RTV sealant going, get all those seams nice and sealed up, let it cure. And then we'll give it a test at the next rainstorm, and I'll keep an eye on it and see how it does. But again, kudos to SmartCap for stepping up and taking care of things and sending everything out, including the painter's tape to you. So I'm really glad that SmartCap stepped up to honor their warranty in the way that they are and ensured that I was taken care of. So let's hop up there and get going. To start off with, I'm just going to clean the cap up a little bit along these seams. I'm just using a little bit of simple green to start with. Then I will follow it up with some rubbing alcohol. About an hour and a half. Wanted to give it some time for this first batch to cure because I have the tape on top of this initial seam here, and I didn't want to run the risk of sticking to the silicone I just put down and peeling it off and messing it up. So figured I'd give it a little bit of time, just make sure that we're fully cured. So I think we're pretty good now. It's not tacky anymore, so should be good to go. All right, that that will wrap up this project. Overall, went pretty darn quick outside of the hour and a half or so that I waited to let the silicone cure before I ran the seams that were perpendicular to each other. Probably took 30 to 40 minutes total. So really simple project. I ended up using 2 of the 4 tubes that RSI sent me. And probably not even a quarter of the roll of blue tape. They did recommend that I go down the sides of the canopy. I opted to not do that at this point in time because of how this leaked and the fact that it took an all-day rain to leak, and it didn't leak on the sides. I really didn't feel that it was necessary, and I'd rather just not have it on the sides. It looks fine. I mean, if you look at the seams all look really good. Everything's nice and clean. I just really would rather not have it on the sides if I could help it, and I can always do it later if I needed to. So all in all, really happy with it. And again, I want to give a shout out to SmartCap. You know, I'm a firm believer that crap just happens sometimes. And the true testament of a company is how they stand behind their product and how they take care of you when that crap does happen. I couldn't have asked for anything more for SmartCap, especially getting the phone call, being able to talk to a live person and really kind of work things out. They got everything out to me quickly and set me up to be able to take care of it. I am very confident this thing is not going to leak at this time. As I had said before, if I had already put my rooftop tent up there, I don't think I would have seen a drop of water inside. At this point in time, I really think we'll be good to go. And this is something I had planned on having to do, you know, years down the road anyway. We are very hard on these trucks. They go through a lot of jarring. Those foam gaskets are not going to last forever. So ultimately, I got it done now. It's good. Should be nice and watertight. I will give an update after the next major rainstorm, just so you can see. But hey, it is what it is for now, and I'm happy with it. So to the question of would I buy another SmartCap? 100% yes, I would. Because again, crap is going to happen, and you know what? The company has been prompt multiple times that I've reached out to them, and they have taken care of it. So I couldn't ask for anything more. So 100%, I'm loving this thing. I would absolutely buy it again if I could. Or buy it again on another vehicle. So that's it for today. I really appreciate you watching. Don't forget to give me a like, hit that subscribe button. I just passed 50 subscribers, and I am really pushing to get to 100 by my birthday, which is like less than a month away in mid-April. So we'll see how we do. But hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, and it really does help out the channel and lets me know that you like the content I'm putting out there. And leave a comment down below. Let me know too if you had any issues with your SmartCap, if you had any interactions with SmartCap, or if you would have done the same thing that I did. Once again, I appreciate you watching, and we'll catch you on the next journey.